Welcome to Quiet Was Never Safe. I'm Ashley, your recovering people pleaser turned boundary queen. For years I thought if I stayed quiet, everything would stay calm and eventually get better. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Silence didn't keep me safe, it just made me small. So now, we're doing the opposite. We're talking about the hard stuff, with a little sarcasm, a lot of healing, and maybe one or two mental breakdowns along the way. Because honestly, if you can't laugh about it, what was the point of all that therapy? If I had $1 for every time I said, I'm fine, when I clearly was on the verge of a full emotional meltdown, I'd be the richest woman in America. I used to think being quiet made me strong. Like the less I said, the happier I looked. But silence was my armor and my prison. It was survival mode, dressed up as a happy family. I'd tell myself, you're okay. It's not that bad. Meanwhile, my inner self was over there waving her arms around like, hello, girl, it is that bad. There's this weird thing about silence. It makes you forget the sound of your own truth. You start believing the version of you that's toned down because it's easier for everyone to love. The version he said you are. The day I finally broke my silence wasn't cinematic. There were no violins, no dramatic lighting. It was me. Ugly crying, saying, I can't do this anymore. When I finally told my mom, who's been my rock through all of this chaos, I said, I know it's bad. I know I should leave, but I can't. No matter how hard I try, I just can't. I love him too much. She looked at me and said, honey, one day you'll wake up and you'll be done. And when that day comes, you'll have the power to walk away. She was right. One day something in me just switched. My light came back on. I looked around at all the chaos, the fear, the exhaustion, and with everything in me, I said, fuck this. And that was it. That was the day I took my life back. For the first time, my voice was mine again, not filtered through fear, not toned down to keep someone else comfortable, just me, messy, human, and done pretending. Quiet Was Never Safe was born from that moment, that space between pain and power. I wanted to create the kind of podcast I needed back then. One that says, hey, you can have trauma and still have a sense of humor. You can cry. You can cuss. You can be healing and still be a total mess. We're allowed to be all of that. I'm not here as some guru or expert. I'm here as someone who survives some heavy shit, still makes questionable decisions sometimes, and believes in second chances, especially the ones we give ourselves. If you're listening right now, thank you. I don't take it lightly that you press play on something this personal. I hope this space makes you feel less alone. I hope it gives you permission to take up space, even if your voice still shakes. This is just the beginning, so take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, drink your water, and remember, quiet was never safe, but here you are.